So what is a random class in the sense? We are supposed to get a random numbers that generates automatically. So the OTP, like a public sector bank supposed to send OTPs, or the secured applications, they are supposed to send an OTPs. All these are randomly generated numbers. So once we got one number, and next time we'll get another number. This is all about a random class. Okay. Let me go for an example. These are the okay. I'll let you tell about everything about this one, and we'll go for the example. Okay. So here, int next. This is the method available inside a random. What is the use of it? It returns the next random number as an int. Next random number. If I suppose to mention maximum of 6 numbers, the dice consisting of 6. I will give you the example so that you will get a good idea. So suppose to have a 6 over there. So it won't cross the 6. First time it gives a 1, and next time it gives a 4 or 5. Anything will be happen. So it returns a random number. Okay. So now it's a next Boolean. Returns the next Boolean of the value. Commonly, we already know this one. Boolean in the sense, think like head and tails. Like only two outcomes are there. What the Boolean consisting of? Either true or a false. So it returns next Boolean. If the first one is a true, maybe second one is a false, or maybe second one is a true also. We can't even imagine. We can't even expect the outcome for that. Okay, if you think like, sir, already I got a true, then again why it is true? That is why the random is somewhat different. We can't even imagine the value, but we can say that in between these two things, at least one will be happened. So if I choose the maximum number as a 6, in between 1 to 6, both are inclusive, not exclusive, both are inclusive. So anything will be occurred. We can't even imagine. So first time I got a 1, again I got a 1. Why? What is this? That's why this is a random. This is a random. Like the game Ludo, you people are playing Ludo game, right? So the dice when you roll, randomly number will be generated. They just use this type of a method clarification over there. This method, I mean, this type of a method implementation over there. Okay. And next one is the next bytes. When it will be used. So this is the array values. When the values has been generated randomly, it will be stored inside an array, and they are separated by the delimiter comma. So generates a random number of bytes and puts them into a byte array. That's what I said. Okay, I will give. No, I won't give each and every example on this. Just I'm going to use the next, because the next and next float, it gives int byte into bits, right? Here it's a next float. So next long in the sense we already know about the long. And set seed, whether it is required or not. Sets the seed. I think we are specifying the number, sets the seed of this random number generator. Given random number having a particular seed value, where it starts from. I think you got my point. Seed in the sense, think like the tree seed. Okay, seed, where it starts from. I think you got my point. What I'm saying. Okay, so it already, I mean, it only allows a long value. It only allows a long value. Okay. Next, Gaussian. So what is this Gaussian? Gaussian principle, you already know that one. When don't know actually the Gaussian, I suppose to use only method only. Okay. Returns the next random Gaussian distribution, double value. Please remember one. So standard deviation and mean and variance will be there, right? So it gives that type of values over here. Okay, next one like that. So which is the first outcome is like, it is a float value. Sorry, this is a double value. And for the standard deviation also a double value, not a float. If there is a float, we have to mention a small or a capital F over here. Okay. So mean, variance, and a standard deviation. You know how to find out them. In the intermediate itself, you're supposed to know about all these things. Okay. So this is all about the methods available inside a random class. We'll go for an example now. Okay. Just a second. So, yeah. Okay, now I'm going to share you 1 second. Just a second. Where was this? Yeah, okay. Let me share you this one. So, how to use the class in the sense it is available inside an util package. So, it is available inside an util package. Already know that one. So, if you want to create, this is a class. Random is a class. Okay, remember the word. If random is an interface, you can't even instantiate over here. You know that one. Already shown you an example on it. Okay. So we'll go for this. So first of all, what is this random? Random in the sense randomly we'll get the numbers. Now we are going to work on. I will show you. Let me show you this. So now I'm going to use. Yeah, we'll go for this next bytes. How you are going to insert the random numbers inside this array. It's supposed to allow a single numbers. You already know that one, right? Okay. It gives a numbers. It starts with the 97 or I will show you what is that one. Wait a second. With just an explanation. Okay. So now I'm going to take the number values. So first of all, I'm going to take the Boolean values. Yeah, first I will take the next Boolean, next longs I will take, and then I will go for next Boolean. So itself, I'm going to remove this. Okay, why should I remove this one? So here I'm going to take system.out.println, and inside this I am going to take random dot next Boolean. How I'm going to take that one? Okay, here I will take it as value like Boolean. We'll take it as a BOO. I will take it as a B is equals to, and here I'm going to take random. So this is the class reference. Random dot next Boolean. Random dot next Boolean. This is about NXT Boolean. Okay. So here there should be a colon if required according to us, and the concatenation and a BO. Okay, I'm going to print the next Boolean. Let me check what will happen. So what the random Boolean consisting of, either true or a false. We run this. We'll go one by one so that it is easy for us. So I got a true now. Okay. Again, second time I'm going to run. What it will have? False. Okay. Again, I'm going to run. True. So every time the value is changing to true or a false. You can't even imagine what the value will come. You can say, okay, now itself it is changing like, true, false, true, false. At the random situations, like you can't expect this will come as an outcome. But you can say like in between this or within this range, we'll get the value. So in that case, this is very useful for you. Now we are going to take byte array. So I'm going to take a bytes. Yes. So I'm going how to declare an array. We already discussed that. So this is like bytes is equals to new byte of. So we already discussed that if we have to, I mean, either the value should be initialized or else the size should be mentioned. Again, I am telling you, values should be initialized or else the size has been mentioned over here. So I am going to take the size as a 10, array of size 10. I'm telling this an array. Please make sure that you are having, you should allow 10 values from 0 to 9. Okay, this is a byte array, and now I'm going to take random dot. Every time we have to use a random class reference. You remember that one. Dot new bytes. There is, sorry, what happened to next bytes, right? Maybe next bytes. Okay, here I'm passing this array to this random. So what I'm doing, I'm passing this array. So next bytes. So the size is a 10. I'm passing to the random. So now I'm going to print the values. Let me do this one, system dot out dot println. Sorry, println. And okay, now let me take a. Actually, we need a for loop over here. So I'm going to take a for loop. After that, I'm going to take this one. Okay. For, so what is the for each loop condition? Like byte. Sorry. Yeah, what is the for each enhanced for loop? We already discussed that. So I am going to take byte, which is a data type. This is a data type byte, and I'm giving the name as a byte. And inside this, I'm passing the array values bytes. Okay, I'm passing the array values. But what we did over here, we passed it to the random. So that the random values will be one by one will be added to the this array. Let me show you what it will happen. So inside a for loop, I need to print the value. So that's system dot out dot println. So I just took this one, and one by one from 0 to 9 will be printed. So what I need to do, I should take as a byte, and then there should be a concatenation for a looking point of view or a representation point of view. Just mentioning it, then there should be a comma. Okay, I think which looks good. I want to be inside side. Okay, yeah, I'm just making a bracket over here. Let me minimize this. Wait a second. And after this, so I will copy this, which is easy for us. Copy, paste it, and then here, just make it as okay. So now I think it looks good. Inside this brackets, we are going to get the byte of arrays which are separated by a delimiter comma. Okay. Now I'm going to run the program. See this one. Why? Okay, I made a println statement, right? Wait a second, I will remove this one. I want to be in a parallel. Okay, I removed the println statement over here. Okay. Now it looks good. No, this one also, right? Remove this println statement. Why this happened? Yeah, it's okay. I think it looks good, right? Yeah. See this one. Now observe the values. Whether is a negative or a positive, or don't bother about that. Observe the values. Here now it is a 106. From 0 to 10 we are having 106, and there is a 103 over here. Check it out. Every value will be changed. Okay, again I'm going to run the program. See this one, 81 kb here, 37, 34. Every value will be changed randomly. You can't even expect that. So this is all about random. Okay, do I need to tell about the seed and all? Let me check what all the things we are having. Yeah, we'll discuss about the seed also. So which is the starting point, which is a starting point. So random dot seed2, after that there will be a small changes, you can't even identify that one. No, I don't want to set the seed and all. We'll go for the next integer. So we'd like to go for an integer, right? So what we need to do? So I'm going to take a for loop over here. Let me show you that. Next int, we are going to discuss about the next int method. What is that one? My PC is not open. Okay, so here itself I will make the name as here array of bytes, and now we are going to discuss about next int method. Okay, next int method. Okay, now I'm going to take a for loop for int I is equals to 0, semicolon I less than till where we need to print the value. I'm going to take a 10, which is good for us. I plus plus. Okay, inside a block, what we need to do? System dot out dot println. So inside this println, am I doing right or not? Random dot next int of I. Okay, so here I'm going to take from 1 to 10, in the sense 10 values, right? Okay, next int dot I should be like this. I'm making a delimiter over here inside this form. Okay, yeah, it looks good. Let's program. See this one. So from here, from 1 to 10, why it is taking as 0 also? We should not allow, right? I'll take as a 2. Wait a second, just I'm checking it. Whether it is getting the 0. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, maximum number is like, okay. Now see this thing, just now I'm setting random dot set seed. This should be a number, I mean, it should be a long number. What all the number it is, we have to mention this one. I'm setting the seed to 2. I'm trying to set the seed to 2. So, but I'm giving here like, okay, I will change the seed to 5. Okay, we'll check the values because we can't even predict the value. So that's why I can't even imagine what the value will come over there. It's changing every time. So 5, 8, 9, and 0 also considering over here. Next int, next int, next int. Okay, whatever it is like a random numbers, right? So it now, if you want, integer values, not this like minus and negative and the positive values. If you want to get that one, so see this one. If I remove this, it is like an OTP. You will get like, let me make it as a 6-digit code for SBI. They are providing a 6-digit value. Just I'm run this program. So now you got an OTP. You have to enter the OTP like this, something like this. These people are using. I think you got my point. What I'm saying. Okay. So this is all about the random and their methods. Don't bother about this. A very simple one. So, but in your examination, like they will ask, write about the random. That's it. They won't go for everything and all. See this one they mentioned. Generates a random number of bytes, places them into the user supplied byte array. So here the for loop inside this we are having one more for loop. This is like an advanced thing. So this is like an advanced thing. Don't go for this. Go for the simple examples, which is easy for us. So if they ask you about this, what to write in the sense, you are supposed to write a random one. So directly they will ask about a random. So because you were a first years, right? And in your syllabus, I mean, according to your prescribed textbook, they given only random and observer and observable. So this is all about the randoms and the methods, which are very easy for us to understanding point of view. And for the general applications as well as the real-time applications also, random is very helpful. Okay, just go through the topic, already share the textbook over there. And now we are going to discuss about, wait a second, go for. So these are all available inside a util package. Just don't forget this one. If they ask you about a util package, what it consisting of, so many things are there, like a list, array list, or a linked list, whatever it is. According to a prescribed textbook, they mention like random, and one more thing is available, observe and observable. So here the random is a class, observer is a interface. Okay, I'm showing you that. Wait a second. Yep. So what is this observer and observable? So observer is an interface and observable is a class based on the observer patterns. What is this? What is this observer and observable? So think like general example. So there is an examination going on. So you people are having an, what is that? Invigilator. So he's supposed to stay over there. But who is the observer? He's supposed to come at any time. So he's supposed to goes to the room by room and he will check each and everything. If there is a proper, is there any issue occurred over there, he will update. He will update to the concerned department. He will update it. I think you got my point, what I'm saying. So invigilator is like supposed to stay over there. This observer is somewhat different. So when it comes, if there is any issue occurred, it will be updated. Issue will be updated. Okay. Consider your bank account. So when you went to the bank ATM, you're supposed to get the money. After the money, this observer will observe it and then it will be updated inside your statement, inside on your account. It will be updated by the observer. I think you got my point, what I'm saying. So completely this observer plays an important role over here. So inside a program, you are supposed to tell that when anything happened at this particular situation, you are supposed to update that. Here, a person debited the data. So when a person credit the data, credit the amount in your bank account. So what this will do? So, again, the fraction of seconds, it will be updated in your account. So concerned account send you, or at concerned particular place, you got debited the amount, you are withdraw the amount. So basis on that, it plays a key role over here. Nothing else, just mention the example. Yes, in my words, I just explained that. Okay. So we'll go for the example. Observer. New Java class. Okay, this is like observe example. Okay, so here I'm going to take every time. Just a second, I will check the example to give a good example for you. Okay, where did I left? Yeah, here I'm going to take an observer. So I'm going to implement that. Okay. Where is the field? What I'm sharing to you? Yeah. So here itself, I'm taking a class. I will consider this as a main class. I will go for some other class name. Class, the name as what I need to take the name. I will take it as observer 1. Observer 1. So how to use an interface is, if it is like a class, if you want to use another class, you have to use extends. We already discussed. If you want to use an interface, you have to use a keyword implements. So here I'm going to take observer from a util package. So this is also available inside a util package. Okay. So inside this, so why this error happened? So it consisting of some methods, which we call it as an abstract methods. So there is no implementation over there. Now we are going to implement those values. Okay. Alt enter implement methods, and there is an implemented method update is over there. Directly, that's why I'm saying observer consisting of a method update. So here by using this update, we are going to update the data. So here directly I'm going to take, so what I need to mention, yeah, this is like directly I'll put as system.out println. Okay, we make it as a line, and now I'm going to take a one more class being observed. So there is a one more class is available. Observer is an interface. Observer is an interface, and there is a one more thing which is observable. Observable. So I'm going to discuss that one also. Class which is an BING, being observed. Make it as observe. Okay. So how to use a class? Extends keyword. Observable util package. So it is also available inside a util package. So and then go for it. And here I'm going to take a method. I'm going to take a method to increment it. So it is like, okay, so this is like a demo, right? I'm just giving. So I'm going to take void increment, and inside this is a method. So I'm asking the bank account to update the data. This is a generalized thing. I'm not giving the bank account data. It is like somewhat 30 to 40 lines of a code will be there. So that's why it's a general example I'm giving. 40 lines of code, it is not possible to type right now. That's why I'm giving this one. If you want, I will give the example in the notes itself. Okay. So here what it will do, we are telling like set changed. This is available. This is available. There is, did I wrote the code this one for this method? This is a predefined method available over here. This is a predefined method inside an observable. So set the changed code, and after that I'm saying if there is any changes happen, we have to notify the observer. We have to notify the observers. Okay, if there is any observer available, we are going to, simple thing, account will be updated by the information by these observers. I think you got my point answer. So these are the two predefined methods available inside an observable. We are going to use this. If I fetch over here, what is this? See this one. So it is available inside an observable. Set change marks this observable object as having been changed. Okay. So this is available inside an observable, and this is also set change. After the changing, we have to notify them. We have to tell them there is a change is occurred inside an account. Okay. So how I'm going to use this? Okay, wait a second. Okay, now I'm going to take a public. This is a main class, static void main string and args. Okay, so inside this I'm going to create this one, being observed for this one. Let me take it as a being observed, this one. So I want to access this. What I need to do? I need to create an object for this. Okay. Being observed is equals to new being observed. You know about this, how to create an object for that. By using this reference, I'm going to call that method. Wait a second. Okay, let me create an object for this one also. Observer1, observer1, observer1 is equals to new observer1. Okay, so I want to access these two things. These are two different classes. One is extends observable and next one implements observer. So here two objects has been created, and then I'm going to call using the reference of a being observed dot. I'm going to notify the observers. I'm going to notify the observers. Now, I think initially we have to be increment the data. I need to call the increment the data, not this one, which is a good for us. First, we need to increment it, right? Okay, am I did anything wrong? Yeah, it's okay. Which is a method available inside add observer. I'm supposed to add an observer. By adding an observer to this, I'm adding this observer to this being observed. So we are keeping, if there are observers are available, I'm telling make them as on being observed. Okay, every time I'm telling these observers, actually if there are 10 observers are available, like another observer 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are letting them as adding observers, I think. Okay, how to add that? Observer 1. So this is how we'll add the observer 1. If there is one more observer, then we are going to add the same like this. Okay, now I'm going to being observed dot increment. So see this one, what will happen? Okay, it will be printed. That's it. See this one. So if I took one more class, so I'm just checking observers. If I took one more class like this, bank account will be a good one actually, because it is a big program. That's why I didn't mention that. So I'm just added one more observer, and he's also been observed. Okay, how I'm going to observe that? By adding next one also, being observed dot add observer 2. Did I change any made? Observer 2 implements observer, right? I didn't mention the name. I think I didn't change the name for that. Yeah, here I need to create an object. Sorry, I forgot that one. Okay, this is a 2. And this is also a second class, right? So that's why we need to take. Okay, now it looks good. So now I'm going to add observer 2, this one. Now let's check it out. So this observer is also being observed. See this one. Okay, I think you got my point, what I'm saying. So this is all about util package, class and interfaces. What are all the things available? There are so many things available, but according to our syllabus we are discussing. So one is a random class. Next one is observer interface, observable, which is a class, So this is all about the util package. Okay. So I think if I miss anything, tomorrow we'll discuss that one and we'll conclude the unit. Okay. Actually 7 minutes left, right? Not required. It's okay. Have lunch. Have a nice day. You may leave the class.